This conference will now be recorded.
So, for some time, please bear with me. I am providing demo here also, like 10-15 minutes. I will discuss with you about the way how I am going to teach you. Okay. So, whoever is joined for T&L, there are 6 people. Little bit boring to you. Please bear with me because some people will join only for finance. So, I need to recap what it is. Okay. So, I'm just opening a notepad. Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O, Finance and Operations. Finance and Operations is the product name. Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations is the product name. In this, there are 2 skills. One is technical, one is functional. I'm into functional expert, but not technical. I'm into functional expert. Okay, I'm not a technical expert. So, if you want to learn this application, what are the skills required? If you want to learn this application, what are the skills required? One is functional knowledge or domain knowledge. First one is functional knowledge or domain knowledge. Means vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, customer payment. Like this, there are so many things. Okay, just a minute, please. Fine. So, functional knowledge or domain knowledge means what, where, when, why, and which. If you have questions, the answer is domain knowledge. Means sales order invoice, vendor payment, customer payment, sales order invoice, customer invoice. There are so many transactions you are going to understand. And suppose vendor invoice. Vendor invoice can be done in 5 different ways. Vendor invoice can be done in 5 different ways. Why it is required 5 different ways? What is the purpose? All those things you need to understand. So, it is, all these questions means the real-time scenario. You are going to understand the real-time scenarios. Next, little technical knowledge. Little technical knowledge. Next, ERP concepts. So, ERP concepts means enterprise level data. Enterprise level data. Okay. Or ledger subledger concept, number sequences, fiscal calendar. There are some topics you need to understand. Next, Dynamics 365 and how to operate. How to operate means here, where I need to click, what happens. Okay. Some interview techniques. Along with this one, so to learn all these things, what is your qualification means? To learn this one, what is your qualification required means? If you completed your 10th standard, that is enough. I teach you all these things. Along with this one, if you want to learn finance, you need to understand commerce knowledge. Commerce knowledge. Now you may have doubt immediately. I have not completed my BCom. I don't know what is this debit and credit. Debit and credit, I don't know. So, if I have completed 10th standard, I don't know what is this debit and credit. Don't worry, if you don't know debit and credit, if you know plus and minus, that is enough. You know the difference between plus and minus. That is enough. I can teach you about this commerce. So, you are going to become a finance functional consultant, but not an accountant. If you want to become an accountant, then you need to have so much knowledge. But if you want to become a finance functional consultant, no need of like entire commerce knowledge. So in your economics and commerce, whatever you have studied, that is not required here. There are so many people who have completed their BTech graduates, they become a finance consultants. Understood? So you should know about positive or debit and credit or positive and negative. If you don't know, I will teach you all these things. Don't worry, I will teach you all these things. Okay. Only you should know what is the difference between positive and negative at least. Means, suppose minus 50 plus 20. What is the amount? Minus 50 plus 20. You should know that is minus 30. If you know that one, that is enough. If you are confusing about plus and minus, then it is very difficult to learn finance. You should know either debit and credit or plus and minus. Suppose I am giving you plus 50 minus 20 or plus 50 minus 30. Then it is total 20. Minus 200 plus 150. Then it is minus 50. So you should know that one. That is enough. I can teach you about this debits and credits in the system. Very simple. Commerce, very simple. I will teach you. Okay. Next, to get a job, you need to have good communication skills. Good communication skills means whatever you have knowledge in your mind, whatever you have, that you need to express to the opposite person. And the opposite person should be able to understand whatever you are speaking. It is not required excellent vocabulary. At least whatever you are thinking in your mind, that should be expressed to the opposite person in a proper manner. That is enough. And education qualification. Maybe BTech, maybe BCom, maybe MBA, otherwise any degree. Companies will look for any degree. Okay. So I have provided training to many people. In that, around 4 to 5 members they have completed their 10th standard and degree is distance education. Degree was distance education. So if it is like that, you cannot get into a job into Infosys. Infosys, they will verify every 10th intermediate degree, you should have 60%. Then only you will get into Infosys. So some companies, they have some rules. So except that few companies, you can get into another companies. Okay. Next, practice with the system. Next, opportunity and market. These skills are in your hand. These skills I will train you. I will train you on these skills, and these skills you need to practice. Means if you are weak in communication skills, if you are not able to express your subject in terms of language, English or whatever it is, then you need to join for spoken English. I cannot teach you spoken English. I am not an English expert. I am expert in product. Okay? Fine. Whenever you are learning, first I will teach you about transactions. Then masters, setups, configurations, then parameters. Next, legal entity creation. Then parameters, setups and configurations. Next, masters and transactions. This is indirectly it is a sample project. So this sample project I will show you one time. You need to practice minimum to minimum 20 to 25 times. At least 25 times you need to do it. After 1 month, I will create a new company. You need to do this company creation process every day. You need to create every day a company creation process. Now the timings will be 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. IST. It is Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday. If you are in USA, it will be Sunday to Thursday. If you are in USA, it is Sunday to Thursday. If you are in India, it is Monday to Friday. Morning, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. IST. 5 days a week. The duration will be around 2 to 2.5 months. It will be, the duration will be around 2 months. 2 to 2.5 months. Okay, I am going to teach about happy paths. Happy paths means positive scenarios. And you need to learn negative scenarios also. You need to learn both positive and negative scenarios. Okay? So this is all about, and I know like little bit boring to you. Some people who have joined for both P&L and finance, for them it is little bit boring. But this is the way I am going to teach you. Okay? So the modules, let me show you here. In finance, you are going to learn, finance means you are going to learn general ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable, cash and bank, fixed assets, taxes, credit and collections, and consolidation and budgeting. All these modules you are going to learn. Along with this one, few topics related to trade and logistics also you need to learn. Some topics I need to teach you both. So item model group, matching policies, it is inventory matching, invoice matching policies. Okay. So those things, it is required for both. I'll teach you for few days. It is every day 7 to 8. But for few days, you need to be available 6 to 8. For 10 days. This is for 10 days only. Because I'll combine both finance and P&L for few days. That will be mostly November first week. In this 1 week or 2 weeks, around 8 to 10 days, I'll combine both finance and P&L. I'll teach. So I need your cooperation. For few days, it is 6 to 8. But every day it is 7 to 8. So these are the modules you are going to learn. Okay. Yeah. Before going to start the session, any questions, please? Any questions? And for practicing the system, there are three options. So one is trial version. This is 2 hours only. After that, it will be closed, and you can open once again. Every 2 hours, it will be closed. This is trial version. I will give you once the batch is started in the WhatsApp group. I will share with you. This is one option. Temporarily. This is only for temporary. The next option is 6 months validity. You can purchase from Rajashekar. His number is 94942. Let me, I did not remember the name, number. Just give me a minute. 54826. You can approach this guy. Just give me a minute. Fine. So this is 6 months validity. You can purchase from Rajshekar. Otherwise, install in your local system. So for this, minimum to minimum 16 GB RAM is required. Okay. You can check with this Rajshekar for these two options. Suppose your laptop is old laptop, 8 GB RAM or 6 GB RAM, or your laptop is your company laptop, you don't have your own laptop, then in that case, you can get this link, 6 months validity. This is around 4,500 to 5,000 rupees, around 5,000 rupees. Okay, he will charge, means he is not charging, he is purchasing from some other vendor and he is arranging to you. Okay, so he may take margin for 200 rupees, 300 rupees, I don't know exact values. Okay, these US dollars. In US dollars, he will purchase and he will do the arrangements for you. This is 6 months validity. After 6 months, it will be expired. You need to purchase another one if you want. If it is installed in your local laptop, it will be permanent. Yeah. Any more questions, team? So Devanand, if you don't mind, you can stop your video. Yeah. Fine. Any questions before going to start the session? Any questions, please? So for trade and logistics also, it is same. It is same for trade and logistics functional consultant. So it is, there are two functional roles. One is implementation, one is support. And there are some more roles also. I will explain you your roles and responsibilities later. What is your roles and responsibilities in detail? I will explain you later. What are the opportunities in the market and everything I will discuss with you. I will say one is implementation consultant, one is support consultant. What is the difference between these two? And another one is business analyst. What is that? I will explain you later. Okay? Yeah. Before starting the session, any questions? Can anyone have any questions? Unmute yourself and speak. If no questions, I will start the session now. Okay, fine. Let me open the file. So you are going to join in a software company. You are going to join in a software company. that software companies are called Microsoft partner companies. That is also called Microsoft partners. These software companies are called Microsoft partners company. So this company will get a project. That project is called client. Means this company, once you joined in a company, you are going to work for a project. That project is called client. What is this client will do? They will purchase the material, they will sell the material. They will purchase the material and they are going to sell the material to the customers. So you need to learn purchase process, sales process. If you want to learn this in-depth trade and logistics, this is a part of trade and logistics, purchase process and sales process. Now, once you purchase the material, you need to pay money to the vendor, that is accounts payable module. And you need to receive money from the customer, that is accounts receivable module. So you need to understand accounts payable module, accounts receivable module. If you are doing this one, bank will come into the picture because usually it will not be cash, it will be bank. So you need to understand cash and bank management. Then periodically you need to verify what is the profit, what is the loss. To calculate that one, it is general ledger. And you need to apply taxes, so you need to understand tax module. And you need to understand fixed assets and budgeting. So you are going to learn accounts payable module, accounts receivable module, cash and bank management, credit and collections, general ledger, tax, consolidation, fixed assets, budgeting. All these modules you are going to learn in finance topic. Okay. So what is this client will do? They will purchase the material from different companies. These companies are called vendors or suppliers. Vendors or suppliers. And you are selling material to the customers. These customers, you are selling to the different companies. That is called customers. Okay. So one is software company. Another one is client or project. And these are vendor organizations or supplier organizations. And these are customer organizations. Okay. This is the complete high-level picture you are going to learn in the next 2.5 months. Whatever you are going to learn, these are the topics. Fine. Now, if you want to learn this one, there are 4 transactions you need to learn first. Vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, customer payment. These are the 4 transactions you need to learn. Meaning, here, vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, and customer payment. You need to learn these 4 transactions in the system. Okay. So, in the system, vendor invoice can be done in how many days? One is invoice journal. Next, purchase order to vendor invoice. Next, pending vendor invoice. Invoice register. Invoice pool. Okay. So, invoice register, invoice pool. And there is approval journal also, one more it is there. These are the different ways we can do invoice. Okay. The first one, let us understand invoice journal. Let us understand invoice journal. So let me show you in this system and I will explain you what is this meaning of invoice journal. So this is the application. I'm closing this one. You can click on browser and you have to have one link, web link. This is web link. And you need to have username and password. So in reality, if you want to open the application, there should be a web link and username and password. With this one, you can open the application. So if this is installed in my local system, that is the reason it is not asking username and password. So web link is there, username and password it is not asking. The reason behind it is installed in my local system. But in real time scenario, you need to have one username and password. Then only you can open the application. So that web link is called LCS, Life Cycle Services, LCS link. So the application is deployed in the web, in the Azure web. So there you will have one link, LCS link, and you will have username and password to open the application. Okay, fine. Now once it is opened, you will find there are sample data here. There are so many sample data. So for practicing purpose, try to go to USMF company. US manufacturing company. USMF company means US manufacturing company. In that there are so much sample data exists already. You are going to learn. So this is company and the left side these are modules. Okay, you need to go to accounts payable module, collapse all, accounts payable module, collapse all, invoices, invoice journal. Okay, if you want another link, you can right click and duplicate tab. One more form will be opened. Okay, fine. So let me delete all these things. Click on new button. Select the journal name from the drop down, AP invoice. Click on lines button. Today date is coming automatically. From where it is coming, you will understand later. And voucher number is coming automatically. From where it is coming, I will explain you later. These are setups and configurations. And I am selecting the vendor account. I am selecting the vendor account. Now, this vendor is providing water bottles. Water bottles providing by this service vendor. Okay, and the water bottles cost is $20. I need to pay. Now, whenever I am taking water bottles from this vendor will give you one invoice copy. He will give you that invoice copy. That invoice copy number I need to enter here. I need to enter here invoice number. And this invoice is generated by the vendor on today or yesterday. So vendor has given me invoice copy for water bottles. I need to enter credit. Okay. Next, it is office expenses. So I am entering office supply expenses. Now click on save and post. So this is posted with credit. If you verify the voucher, it is expenses account debit to vendor account credit. $20 expenses and vendor credit. Okay. So now we need to understand debit and credit. Okay. These two, if you understood, you learn finance. If you want to understand commerce, you need to understand debit and credit. Debit means positive, credit means negative. Debit means positive, credit means negative. So now vendor is giving water bottles, right? Vendor is giving water bottles. So for vendor, whether we need to pay money or we need to take money from the vendor. If vendor is arranging water bottles, I need to pay money. Am I right? Agree with me? So here it is, whenever you are doing vendor invoice, you are entering negative value because it is, in Telugu it is called appu. Wow. Because I need to pay money. So at the time of invoice, vendor account will be credited. At the time of invoice, vendor will be credited, negative. If you are a commerce guy, you can remember like credit. If you are a science background person, it is credit. I need to pay money because I have taken water bottles. Why I have taken water bottles? I need to arrange water bottles to my employees. If I am running my business, I need to arrange water bottles to my employees. So for these water bottles, I need to pay to the vendor. So this is invoice journal, means it is expense items. If you are purchasing expense item, we'll use vendor invoice journal. At the time of this vendor invoice, vendor account will be credited. You have to remember, vendor account will be credited because I need to pay money. To the vendor. Then what is this purchase order vendor invoice? If I am purchasing item, trading item, then I will use purchase order. What is this trading item? I am purchasing washing machines and I am selling washing machines. That is a trading item. I am purchasing laptops, I am selling laptops. Then it is a trading item. Now this is expense item. Expense item means I am not selling this item whatever I am purchasing, I am not selling. I am going to use this one. I am going to arrange facilities to my employees to run my business. Example, water bottles, A4 stationery, pens, pencils, courier. There are so many I need to arrange to my employees. Tissue papers, sanitary items. I need to arrange these facilities to my employees. I want to run my business. That is expense items. So if you are purchasing expense items, at that time, vendor account will be created because I need to pay money to the vendor. If it is a vendor payment, then our cash balance or bank balance will be decreased. Because I'll do payment to the vendor. So my money will be decreased. My money is in the form of cash or bank, so it will be decreased. So at the time of vendor payment, cash or bank will be credited. At the time of invoice, vendor account will be created. At the time of vendor payment, my cash balance or bank balance will be decreased. Suppose in my cash box, 20,000 rupees is there. 5,000 rupees I have given to the vendor. I paid. Then it will become 20,000 minus 5,000, 15,000. Right? If I am giving money to the vendor, then it will be decreased. My bank balance or cash balance will be decreased. Understood? So, to understand this positive and negative, there are 3 golden rules. The 3 golden rules you learn in your commerce. If you are a science person, now you are going to learn 3 golden rules. Okay? 3 golden rules you are going to learn now. So, what are the golden rules? Whoever is commerce experts, what are the golden rules? Personal accounts,
Nominal account, real account.
real accounts, nominal accounts. Now, personal accounts. Can anyone tell me personal accounts? What is debit and what is credit? Anyone? Personal accounts? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. See here, I am adding, this is the golden rule. For understanding purpose, I am adding one small point, material. The material giver, vendor. Who is giving? The material who is giving? Vendor is giving to us. So at the time of vendor invoice, the material giver, it is credit. So customer invoice, at the time of customer invoice, customer account will be debited. Customer account will be debited. Because his money, my money is with customer. So here, the receiver, the material receiver. Who is receiving material? Customer is receiving from us. The giver. This is client. The giver. Who is giving? Vendors. So who is receiving from us? Customers. That's what this rule. So in your study, you may not understand like this. Personal accounts. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So credit the giver. The giver. Who is giving? Material is giving by vendor. So vendor account credit. And who is receiving material from us? Customer. So the customer account debit. The receiver. So at the time of customer invoice, customer account will be debited. Okay, now the second rule, real accounts. Anyone speak? The real accounts?
Debit what comes in, credit what goes out.
Debit what comes in,
Credit what goes
credit
out.
what goes out. So here, whenever you are doing vendor payment, your money is going out. So here, money. And we are just adding money. Money goes out. When money will goes out? Whenever I am doing vendor payment. And whenever it is coming money, if customer is paying money, it is come. So cash or bank will be debited. Because from the customer you are receiving money. From the customer you are receiving money. So your bank balance will be increased. Positive. Your bank balance will be increased. At the time of vendor payment, it is your bank balance will be decreased. Simple rules. Personal accounts, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Real accounts, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. What is the nominal accounts, please?
Losses. Debit all expenses and losses. Credit all gains and
Debit
income.
all expenses and losses. Credit all
All gains and income.
incomes or gains. This thing we will learn later. We'll discuss later. Now try to focus on this four, like personal accounts and real accounts. These two rules. So debit the receiver, the material receiver. So in this diagram, the receiver and the giver. Credit the giver, debit the receiver. So credit the giver means the vendor is giving us, so it is credit. The receiver, the material is receiving by from us, the receiving by customers. Customer account debit. And whenever you are doing receiving money from the bank, from the customer, using it through bank, then your cash balance or bank balance will be increased. And you are paying money to the vendor, it is accounts payable. At the time, it is cash or bank will be decreased. Your bank balance will be decreased. And if you are receiving money, your bank balance will be increased. So, if you understood this four, you learned commerce. I'll teach you this one at least 1 week. Every day, 1 week, 10 days, 15 days. I'll discuss with you the same thing, debit and credit. It is very simple. In your commerce, you struggled a lot to understand, to remember all these things. But if you apply the rule by understanding this diagram, it will be easy. So, always you need to think about three companies. One is you are running a business. So, you need to imagine if you want to learn commerce or dynamics, finance, you need to remember I am running my business. I am purchasing laptops and I am selling laptops. I am purchasing washing machines, selling washing machines. Purchasing mobiles, selling mobiles. Purchasing fans, selling fans. Purchasing furniture, selling furniture. Then you need to receive money from the customer and you need to pay money to the vendor. Okay, let me show you once again vendor invoice journal. The one transaction I have shown you, invoice journal. Let me show you once again in the system. So you need to go to USNF company for practicing purpose. USNF company, that means United States of America Manufacturing Company. So these are the modules. There are so many modules. Accounts payable module, collapse all, invoices, invoice journal. So accounts payable, invoices, invoice journal. Click on new button, select the journal name. So from where it is coming, you understand later. It is a configuration. How to do it, I will explain later. You can click on this journal batch number or lines. Anything is fine. You can click on this one. It will open. So date is coming automatically. Voucher number is coming somewhere else. I will explain you all these things. Now, from which vendor you are purchasing. Okay. So I am selecting one vendor. So what you are purchasing? Suppose tissue papers. How much cost? $25. And what is the invoice number? Because you will receive invoice copy for this material. Invoice copy, vendor will give them that. Vendor will give the invoice copy. That vendor invoice number you need to enter. Date is not mandatory, but as a best practices, he may generate it yesterday or day before yesterday or today, but not tomorrow. Because once he generated, he will give it to you. That means it should be a past, not in future. So maybe yesterday he has generated. So today I am posting vendor has generated invoice copy yesterday, and for this tissue papers I need to pay to the vendor. So office expenses, something expenses I have selected. Now save. So for vendor I need to pay money. It is credit. The giver, the material giver. The material giver. So it is credit. I am posting now. So at the time of vendor invoice, vendor will be credited. If you verify the voucher, here vendor balance, it will be credited. So at the time of invoice, you need to remember vendor account will be credited. At the time of payment, vendor payment, my cash balance or bank balance will be decreased. Okay. Always double entry system, one debit and one credit. The opposite entry will see this one later. First you need to remember one single line. Okay. Later what is debit, I will explain you later. So at the time of vendor invoice, vendor account will be credited. At the time of vendor payment, my bank balance or cash balance will be decreased. So here, the giver, credit the giver. And the real accounts, money, what goes out. Credit, what goes out. My money is going out, credit. And here, the personal account, the receiver. So, my money is with customer. When I am doing customer invoice means, I am delivering material to the customer. I need to receive money from the customer. So, my money is with the customer. So, it is a debit. My money is with customer. Once I received money, my bank balance will be increased. It is debit. So, as I told you, debit means positive, credit means negative. So you can use this two personal golden rules, personal accounts and real accounts. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Nominal accounts, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Any doubts, any questions, please? Any questions, please? No questions? Fine. So, every day it will be 6 to 7
Yeah,
or 7 to 8.
actually, I have a question. Yeah. Sorry.
No problem.
So, can we use this invoice general for the purchase order or not?
So, for purchase order, there is another function because as I told you, trading items. Because
Okay,
in this one, we need item master. Because
I see.
how many purchased, how many sold, we need to track. So at that time, we will use purchase order noise. In this one, expense items, we are not going to track it. How many water bottles purchased, how many sold, how many remaining, it is not required.
I see.
Okay?
I see. Thank you.
Yeah, any more questions, team?
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, when we are paying to vendor through bank or cash, it will be debit
Yes.
now, sir.
So, you are paying money, so your cash balance, bank balance will be decreased. The full entry is vendor account will be debited. Vendor account will be debited.
Okay.
And cash or bank will be created. So at the time of invoice, you have entered minus 100, suppose. Now you are entering positive 100 for vendor.
Okay.
Then it will become 0. Got it? Your
Okay.
bank balance will be decreased. Credit. So this is the double entry. So at the time of vendor payment, vendor account debit to cash or bank account credit.
Okay, sir.
It could be a accrual too, Satya. Like, for example, it's not like it could be an accounts payable and accrued entry. So there will be maybe there will be another 2 more entries.
Yeah.
Right?
So that is actually like you are. So there are, if you want, accruals will be come into the picture at the time of product receipt. We'll discuss about that one also, because this is, it will post to summary account, vendor summary account, that is called accounts payable or sundry, accounts payable or sundry catas. In your studies, or accounts payable, accounts payable. This is financial entry. We'll discuss this one later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now because I'm thinking that when a vendor invoice comes in, we'll book in a system as the accounts payable. And then when accounts payable, and then when it's approved, you make a payment. When you make a payment process, that will be this entry.
Yes.
I think that's what the Jyoti was trying to highlight. Like vendor account debit and cash or bank credit happen when you actually post a payment. But you have to make
So that is,
entry before
that information I will teach you. I need to explain you one of the topic, ledger subledger concept.
I see.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah. So there is one more concept. So in this one, you are going to learn a ledger subledger concept. Okay. I will discuss with you this one of the topic. It is like in demo, I told you like ERP concepts. In this, one of the function it is ledger versus subledger. I will explain you this one later so that you will understand what exactly it means. An accounts payable or sundry creditors, what it means, I will explain you later.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, one of the topics. Yeah. So, any more questions?
Where do we use this?
Sorry, please, yeah, proceed. Karthik, yeah.
Where do we actually this comes into picture? So when like is this a part of everyday life like that we see?
So if you are running a business, you need to do all these things, am I right?
Yeah, yes.
So actually, whatever you are learning now, whatever you are learning here, I'm teaching about transactions first. This is not your task at all. So you are going to sit in the software company and you are going to guide these people. So is in this one. But these people, what exactly are they doing? You need to learn. That's what I'm teaching now.
Okay, so it's a part of like a data entry that someone is doing in the front desk,
Yes, exactly.
and if there is any issue that comes with the transactions or something, that's where this helps us, right?
Exactly right. So your role is this one. Your role is this one. But not transactions. But if you don't know what is this business user is doing, without knowing that one, you cannot guide from sitting in the software company, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just
So that is
telling
the
about.
reason you are learning the business user or key users or like end users, whatever they are doing, that activities you are learning here. Because I have total 23 years of experience, I never posted in live about purchase order, sales order, or vendor invoice, vendor payment. I never did it in my life. But I have taught to many people. The reason behind this business users, whatever they are doing, that you need to do in the by sitting in the software company, you need to do it so that you can guide these people if they are struggling any challenges. So you need to learn negative scenarios. Means do mistakes and try to understand that error message and try to guide your business user. That is your task. That is, so your task is this one. Legal entity creation, sample project, parameters, setups and configurations, and masters. All these things your duty. Transaction is not your duty. But you need to learn the transaction so that you can guide this business users. Whenever you are sitting in the software company, you need to guide these people. For that, you are learning this one transactions.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any more questions, please? No more questions? We can wind up the session now. We'll connect once again same time tomorrow, 7 a.m. ST. So 6 a.m. ST also link we have. You can join for both. Tomorrow and after tomorrow it is free. Okay, tomorrow and after tomorrow. After that you need to pay. Whoever is paid fee, those people only will be allowed. Okay, tomorrow and after tomorrow you can join the same links, same trade analytics link, same link, and finance link also. The same link you can join for both. Okay, you have already trade analytics link and as well as finance link separately. Yes, see you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.